A high jump is the kind of thing that many people, including me, strive for. Sometimes hustlers use various tricks to get as close to the ring as possible, and they do it using a not quite clean and honest trick. I mean jumping off someone's back. And this moment, to put it mildly, is not respected in dunker circles.
But few know about the legal way to add a couple of centimeters to their jump. I'm referring to waving my hands currently. Hi everyone, pals, it's Miller here, and here we go. The reduced range of motion when jumping with a ball in your hands simply doesn't allow you to bring your arms back for objective reasons, and you can't make a full swing. You can certainly say that you can hold the ball between your wrist and forearm and thus make a full swing, yes, and you will be right. But initially in such situations you should jump higher than the ring than your wrist. This video is for those who are starting their journey in the world of dang. Let me try to explain how this works. Fully extending arms at swing bottom strains leg and back muscles, maximizing muscle involvement in work. At the top, conversely, leg and back muscles are maximally unloaded, pushing lightened body up with same force. Approx, you tense up before jumping W/dumbbells, but jump without them. Also, when swinging using centrifugal force, you provide a motion vector W/hands up in the final phase. There are a few main types of awnings. Let's take a closer look at each of them in order from the easiest to the most difficult. The simplest but most effective cover is a partner's cover. Maybe you won't find your perfect awning immediately, but it's just a one training job. Your partner must understand when to pass the ball to you and where you feel comfortable catching it. Firstly, hang it above the front hook. If your partner does this, you'll have to shoot the ball into the basket without handling it. The second canopy we'll examine is a typical floor canopy in terms of complexity. Here you must consider two things. That is the rebound of the ball off the surface and the timing of your swing and your approach to the crease. Now I'll tell you in more detail what I mean. This is a more complex but universal dunk that all dunkers use without exception. About the ball rebound, I spent a few months learning how to hang myself well, and I must say the awning adjusts individually for different situations. The overhang on a dang underfoot will differ from the overhang on a dang 360 underfoot, for example. First, you gotta find the angle that's most comfortable for you to score from the top or take a run up. Once you have found a comfortable angle, you start zeroing in and you gotta understand a few things.
First.
How hard should I toss the ball up?
Second.
Which zone to bounce off from under the ring and end up at the peak point? Perfect, if the ball is at the peak point above the front rim of the hoop. Coverage is crucial. On rubber, I let the ball down a bit, but on concrete, asphalt, or parquet, it's the opposite. After you found your perfect hangout spot, you gotta try and figure out when it's time to start running for the dunk. It's individual and comes with experience. Gotta dedicate a few workouts. Here, things may not work on the first try, and that's fine. You gotta aim to catch the ball at its peak, and your approach and jump technique should be no different whether the ball is being crossed or not. Try to make this element automatic. At first, just practice throwing, but don't jump. Train this element. The next overhead is from the floor to yourself. This overhang is perfect if you want to nail a beautiful dang in isolation, but it's not always easy to do with control. The only drawback is that it requires more concentration, which steals your momentum and speed. At normal takeoff speed, it's practically impossible to make such a canopy practical. Often used in breaks, when there are no defenders nearby and no one is bothering you to make a dang at an average pace. The tricky part is that you have to time it right for your last two steps before the jump. You gotta calculate and pick the right moment to throw it on the floor, with what force and in which direction, so you can make a proper jump. Ideally, ball should also be above front rim at peak point. This awning is the most complex of the main types of awnings, so it requires more work on it. Score from above, with or without a lob, it doesn't matter. The main thing is to work on it, and you'll succeed. But remember, the main thing is your level of physical fitness, and the JET program will help you jump higher. I'll leave the links in the description. And that's it. Thank you all very much for watching.